Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whoever you support, you are more than welcome. If you're new around here, hit that notification bell. Please subscribe, and it doesn't do any harm to like the video as well. Now, today I want to talk about a topic which seems to be gaining a lot of traction. And for me, I might be in the minority here, but I think this is actually being used as a scapegoat. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the Palhinha Bentancur double pivot. Now, all I see from Spurs fans is it doesn't work. It doesn't work. He's got to try something different. Okay, well, let's break it down, shall we? Because this seems to be the new thing. That Bentancur, by the way, Bentancur, let me just put I'll put my stance out there immediately. I think Bentancur's an okay footballer. No more, no less. I've never watched him and thought, wow, you're amazing. I've never watched him and thought, oh my God, you're really poor. I think he's a decent midfielder that does a job, keeps the game ticking, slightly too slow for my liking, but it is what it is. And I've always thought that, even in the days before the big injuries, and we know that that's affected him. But to what level did it affect him? I've never been one that watched him and went, oh my gosh, you're amazing. I think he's decent. So this isn't by any means or manner me sitting here going, Bentancur's the greatest midfielder that we've got. I genuinely think he's okay. But the problem is, I genuinely don't think we've got anyone better in midfield than him. And I'll go into this in a bit more detail in a minute. It feels very lazy from people now. It feels like a lazy narrative. Spurs aren't winning games as many as fans would like. The football isn't as free-flowing as many would like. It's the double pivot. Well, it's not the double pivot when we win, but when we lose, it's the double pivot. Now, I hear this. He needs to be a risk taker. He needs to take more risks. Fine. But let's break this down. First and foremost, I've put Palhinha in the title, but we know this man is not the issue, right? We know that Palhinha is not the issue at all. A top-class defensive midfielder. We know what he's good at. We know his job. Win it, give it. Win it, give it. Win it, give it. He's chipped in with a few goals and an assist as well. Palhinha is not the problem at Tottenham. For me, my problem at Tottenham, and this is why I disagree with so many of these so-called tactical experts, is that we don't have a top number 8. I don't think we've got good number 8s. I think we've got very average number 8s. Now, people will lose their mind at this. Oh my gosh, Sarr, Bergvall, Gray, Basuma, Bentancur. I don't think any of them are that good. I think that none of them get into the teams around us. They don't. I know people will, but Barcelona wanted Bergvall. Sure, because he gets in above Pedri and Gavi and De Jong, doesn't he? Fermin Lopez. But hey, that's a different story. So let's break this down. We're told that midfield isn't progressive enough. It doesn't pass the ball forward enough. It's not creative enough. Okay. But you know what it does? It's solid. It doesn't allow the opposition a lot of room to work with. Now, people right now will be screaming and going, yeah, but what about Monaco? Yeah, Monaco, Bournemouth. Yeah, there's going to be games where we get ripped open. There are. We're not that great a team yet. This is a new team. This is a new manager, a new setup, a new system. It's not going to be perfect. But what I've noticed is when those two don't play, I think we look much worse. I think we look wide open. I think we look sloppy. And I think we give the ball away way too much. Now, Bentancur, there's this myth. He doesn't pass the ball forward. Okay. Sarr should play in front of him. Okay. Bergvall should play in front of him. All right. Gray should play in front of him. Okay. Now, when you actually go and look at the data of the players over the years, on average, Bentancur passes the ball forward more than any of the other midfielders at Tottenham Hotspur. The only one he doesn't pass the ball forward more than is Basuma, a player that our fans have written off. They don't like him, and I think he's good. I don't think he's great, because I know football fans, it's either you're amazing or you're shit. No, I think he's good. Got mistakes in him, but who hasn't? He's the only midfielder at this club that passes the ball forward regularly more than Bentancur. Now, this is factually, statistically based, and if you actually use your eyes. But the narrative is Bentancur doesn't pass the ball forward. So people say Bergvall and Sarr should start in front of him. Right. Two players that pass the ball forward less than Bentancur. That's risk-taking. But Bergvall drives forward. Well, I'm going to be honest, and this will upset a lot of Spurs fans. When I watch Bergvall, I'm always disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I think there is potential there. He's young. Yes, I'm so bored of the young conversation. He's a Spurs footballer, right? But for me, gives the ball away way too much. Like, way too much. And we're constantly told Bergvall should play. He's got more about him than Bentancur. Has he? What? His passing isn't good. He doesn't really score goals. He doesn't assist. He's not creative. So what is it that we think playing Bergvall in the number 8 is going to do more consistently than what Bentancur does? Because Bentancur does a lot of work, puts out a lot of fires, wins a lot of tackles, tracks back, sits in front of the back four, works hard. I don't think Bergvall does that at all. I don't. So this isn't me saying, oh my God, Bergvall's rubbish, you've got to sell him. But at the moment, as I've said, I don't know what Bergvall is. I think he needs a couple of years to develop. But again, our fans went, Bergvall, bang, pedestal. And I'm always left a bit underwhelmed by him. I'm waiting to see, what is this amazing player that people keep telling me he is? There's potential. There's ability. Of that, there is no doubt. But do I want to see him above Bentancur? No. No, I don't. Not in that two. I do not want to see him in front of Bentancur. Bentancur is a better footballer at this stage in his career than Bergvall is at his stage in his career. Now, Papa Sarr. Papa Sarr for me, and people will pick and choose the words they want to hear out of this next sentence. He is not a good footballer for me. He's a good athlete. He's good at breaking down play. He's good at getting stuck in, box to box. But for me, he's not a good footballer, not technically. His passing is really poor. His technique for me, really mediocre. But he works hard and he's got a role to play. So I think there is a system and a style where Sarr works. But suddenly now I'm told, oh, Papa Sarr should be playing in the number 8 alongside Palhinha. Okay, cool. So now you've got a DM who's brilliant and then a box-to-box guy that can't keep hold of the football. So far, you've got Bergvall and Sarr, both players that fans want to see in front of Bentancur. Both of them aren't good passing the ball forward, and both of them give the ball away at a rate of knots. Go and check the data. They give the ball away so much compared to Bentancur. And again, let me just reiterate, this isn't saying, Bentancur, you're amazing. Now, Archie Gray. Archie Gray. Now, this is an interesting one because Archie Gray, I thought, had a very good game the other night at left back. And for me, I almost feel like he's becoming the ultimate utility player. Now, that may be slightly harsh because he needs a run of games in midfield. But would I start Archie Gray above Rodrigo Bentancur? No. No, I would not. Physicality, experience, everything about him. Technique, bravery. Bentancur pisses all over Gray. But Gray is flavour of the month. The same fans, this is what I always argue with Lubo about. The same fans that for the last 3 weeks have been telling me, it's got to be Bergvall, it's got to be Bergvall, it's got to be Sarr, it's got to be Sarr. Now, all of a sudden, it's got to be Gray. Has anyone actually thought that maybe, just maybe, we're not that good in midfield? Before we want to blame the midfield for everything, has anyone ever thought that maybe we've just not got that good of midfielders? Now, I've said this for years. I said that I don't just think we need a Palhinha in the summer. I think we need a ball-playing number 8. I stand by that. For me, Tottenham have bought poorly in midfield for years. We've bought a lot of average midfielders. None of them stand out. Basuma doesn't stand out. Bentancur doesn't. Bergvall, Sarr, Gray. None of them, other than Palhinha as the DM, the only DM at the club, none of them stand out. None of them you watch and go, oh, look at him. None of them for me are, he's got to start. Do you know what I mean? Like, wow, he's got to be the first name on the team sheet. I did the comparison the other day of players that pass the ball across the world. And we looked at people like Gomez of Wolves. Brilliant pass for the ball. Number of times he gets it and he goes forward. He drives forward. Good passing ratio as well. Lots of forward passes, good passing. Stiller from Germany, another one. Brilliant passing. Wharton, another one. Edison is another one. A Barella. Obviously, I'm not saying we're going to get a Barella is another one. Ruben Neves is another one. All of these players that are naturally, Locatelli is amazing at it, by the way. All of these players that are ball-playing midfielders that control games of football. Hey, I'll play in the number 8. Give me the ball at all times. I'll take the ball off the fullbacks, off the centre-backs, off the wingers. Give me the ball. I will conduct. I will dictate play. But we didn't sign that. And when you mention it in the summer, everyone goes, oh, no, but you've got Bergvall. But you've got Sarr. But you've got Gray. But you've got Bentancur. But you've got... I just don't think we've got a good collection of centre mids. And when you couple that, and I'm not going to talk about this today because it's not the point of the video, but when you couple that with how poor we are in our forward selections for our wingers and strikers, I think it's amazing that Thomas Frank hasn't lost 13 out of 13, if I'm brutally honest. Not 13 out of 13, but you get my point. But we've got fans that just go, all of these players get into all these other clubs. So every time Spurs don't win a game, I hear, well, how many of the opposition get in our team? Like, yeah, that's not how football works. Football isn't played on paper. You've got to have square pegs for square holes. And for me, I think we've got square pegs and round holes. I don't think we've got a good 8 in the club. I don't. Not a really good number 8. I don't think we've got a good winger. Oh, but Odegaard had his best game. What's he do? He doesn't do anything. Now we're praising people because they make one good cross in a game or a few good passes. We don't have a good winger. We don't have a good number 8. And we don't have good strikers. Now, maybe Mawani will be that guy. I don't know. We'll find out. But right now, the over-egging of, it's the midfield. Well, you watch. When he breaks up the Bentancur Palhinha 2, when one of them gets subbed off, watch how we fall to nothing in midfield. Watch. Actually watch. The moment he takes off that 2, one of them, and we've got a different pairing in there, it doesn't work. Papa Sarr came on the other night. Can't hold on to the football. Dreadful. Technically is dreadful. But works hard. And everyone goes, oh, he's amazing. Bergvall, the other night, everyone, he must start. I thought he was absolutely atrocious the other night. Look, my point is this. Surely we can all see that we didn't buy what we needed. Therefore, we're not going to be this free-flowing team. Therefore, this take more risks. Cool. Let's break that down. Take more risks, Mr. Frank. Cool. Palhinha plays in midfield on his own because none of the others sit and are disciplined. We're then ripped open in the middle. We lose games and people go, oh, this is like last season. But you wanted this. You want this. Take more risks. Guys, we're not in a relegation battle. We're 13 games into a manager's tenure. Now, is it great to watch? No. But is it the end of the world? No. What is the drama? I keep saying this in WhatsApp groups. I keep hearing drama. Oh my gosh, he's got to change it. I watched all these YouTube shows yesterday. He's got to change it. It's terrible. It's dreadful. We're 6th in the league, 2 points behind Man City in 2nd. We've not lost in the Champions League and we've not lost in the Cup and we lost the Super Cup on penalties. What is the drama? It takes time to learn and develop new styles. If this is 6 months down the line, I get it, but we're not. So Palhinha and Bentancur for me are not the problem. The problem is Spurs did not buy what they needed to, and we are paying for that. And I will stand by this all year. We will be a hard team to beat. Will we be good to watch? No, I don't think we will because we've not got the jigsaw pieces. Now, some of you really overrate these players and you're expecting more because you overrate the players. Oh, Bergvall, Gray, Saar, Odepa, Tell, Richie, Solanke. Who are these players? Like, these are not good footballers. Some of them are young and might develop into good footballers. Some of them just aren't good footballers. So for me, with what he's got, I think he's doing a good job. Now, it doesn't mean it's enjoyable to watch. And that will develop over time. When you get players back fit, when you buy players for square pegs and square holes, sure. But this is a manager that's getting on with his job. He's got 10 injuries at the moment, getting on with the job. He's not using it as an excuse. All we heard last year was injuries. This manager's just getting on with it. He's calm, and thank God he's calm, because some of our fan base right now is quite frankly embarrassing. By the way, all I keep hearing was, should have got Glasner, should have got Glasner. Sure, but this is a manager that never changes his approach. So all these fans having a go at Thomas Frank that wanted Glasner, Glasner never changes his approach. Doesn't mean I don't like Glasner, but he never changes his approach. I'm just using that as an example. Thomas Frank, by the way, his first 13 games are better than Arteta's at Arsenal's, better than Poch's at Spurs, better than Iriola's at Bournemouth's, better than Glasner's at Palace. But don't worry about the facts. I've got people messaging me every day now going, but we're going to drop down the table. All right, well, let's wait until we do over a course of 4, 5, 6, 7 games. But right now, it's lots of ifs when it hasn't happened. So, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts. I keep hearing it's too slow, but the data is telling you that Bentancur is the best of the bunch that passes the ball forward. But that narrative doesn't work for people because they need to blame the midfield. That narrative doesn't work. Got to be Bergvall, but he passes it forward less. Got to be Saar, passes it forward less. Got to be Gray, passes it forward less. Guys, girls, we've got to just stop screaming blue murder every time we don't win a game. We're not Real Madrid. We're not Man City. We're not Liverpool. Anyway, guys, take care. Much love. Let me know your thoughts. Keep it clean. Keep it football, and I'll respond to all the sensible ones. And as always, come on, you Spurs.